Hi, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion, and I'm your hostess and the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the Book of Zion. Today's episode is part 1 of chapter 4 of the Pot Smoker's Bible and chapter 2 of the Book of Zion, and it's called the Closed Book. So, shall we begin? Chapter 2 of the prophecy tells us how God sealed the book and how to unravel the mystery. It says clearly that the meaning will be unclear until the people of Zion come to fulfill it. Then it will be solved, but only by someone of Zion. The people of Zion would be a people who would be led to the truth without knowing what they were doing. These people would find the hidden key to the prophecy and would therefore inadvertently re-establish communications with the Grey. The Grey withdrew from our lives, and our ability to hear them went into disuse. The means to allow that communication was hidden, so that no one would be able to use it and break the isolation. When the generation that knew and communicated with the Grey died, the knowledge given to them on high was lost. That knowledge was crucial to communications with the Grey. The new priesthood of Zion solves the mystery by finding the means to communicate with God. As it is as if we were asleep. The part of our brain wired into the Grey brain was submerged. The humans simply lost the ability to both hear and speak to the Grey. Once we lost that ability, and the knowledge of how to use that part of our brain was no longer used, we became sleepwalkers, our gray half resting and dormant. We are told that the people of Zion would be awakened. They would find the missing key to reawaken the dormant gray brain. We would once again be able to both hear and speak to the Grey. This chapter also tells us, the awakened Zionite people, that the prophecy was scrambled, that the message was given in pieces so that it would be impossible to figure out the message without the missing key. But that once the key was found, the meaning to the text would become clear. Once the Zionite people discovered the key, they would solve the mystery and claim their rightful place in society, a place called the nation of the kingdom of Zion. Their job, that of communicators between God and mankind, would, but until that priesthood of Zion awakens, the book would be sealed. Until the Ancient of Days come, and the Zionite saints of the Most High possess the kingdom, the Ancient of Days references the clones, our ancient gods. The saints of the Most High refers to the Zionite priesthood. We have paid the price charged by society for possessing the key to the kingdom of Zion. It is at this time that the mystery of prophecy would be solved. The language of the priesthood would clarify the correct order of the prophetic text. The events portrayed would be evident to the saints, and it would signify the time for their ascension. They were to possess the kingdom. This event, the birth of the kingdom of Zion, is to be a shockingly quick event, and in a day. It is a day of vengeance against those that have violated the laws and brought harm to the saints of Zion. The year of just compensation to the nation, a year of controversy over the creation of that nation. All of this is foretold as evidence. The prophets of Israel knew this. The Jewish religion celebrates this future event. The Grey always inform us before they act. They tell the priests, the prophets, who in turn inform mankind of what is going to happen, so that there can be no confusion. The chapter closes with the verse that tells us that the events foretold would be strange and weird. The public would not be expecting the truth to be so far from their expectations. When this event occurs, it will shock the public and awe the people of Zion. The first passage of chapter 2 is Isaiah 29, 10, and 12, and it is Zion 2, 1 and 3, 1 to 3. For the Lord has poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers and the seers has he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you like the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver unto one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. This first passage says that the gray have put to sleep the alien parts of our brain. Our minds can no longer function in such a way that we can perceive them. God is just gone. We are asleep like zombies. We wander through life. We aren't even aware that we have lost a vital part of ourselves. We are told that no one among us can understand the prophecy for what it is because of what we lack in our brains. The knowledge isn't clear. No matter how learned a man is, without the sleeping part of the brain to interpret the text, the book is sealed. Without our isolation from God is complete. The mystery is unsolvable. Habakkuk 2:2 is Zion 2:4. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Habakkuk 2:2 tells the human race that we must wait for the time of the prophecy to understand the text. We are told that that when the time comes, there will be no doubt as to the truth of the matter. The events will play out so true to the text that it will become self-evident. We are told that it will be a long wait until the events begin, but that the day will come. Almost 3,000 years have passed since the prophet Isaiah began to foretell the events which are already in progress. Isaiah 28:10 is reminds us that the prophecy is written line by line. Okay, 28:10, Zion 2:5. For a precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. Sorry. Isaiah 28:10 reminds us that the prophecy is written line by line, so that its clarification would be easily explained. By separating the content of the prophecy into bits and pieces, the Gray created a self-fulfilling story. All of the elements required to enact the events were isolated, allowing for misinterpretation by those destined to destroy themselves through it, while at the same time presenting an easily understood scenario to those able to understand its unique language. And this is where we're going to stop because we have a time limit here. Okay, so I will see you next time for part 2, chapter 4, Pot Smoker's Bible, chapter